magic spell. Let me tell the truth of a lover.
All right, guys, what's going on? What's good? Man, this is a really good song too. This is one of my favorite drum and bass songs right here. But yeah, what's good, everyone? What's good? It is Friday, December 22nd, and it's pretty much it, man. It's pretty much done for the year. Done. Know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Naruto. It is absolutely Find Out Friday. And what I found out this morning, actually a few minutes ago, is that we crossed 150,000 views just for 2023. That's just for this year. That's shorts, videos, market reviews, everything all together, just over 150,000. So my goal was to get, I think, to 125, and we ended up overshooting that and getting to 150. So thank you guys so much for that. You know what I'm saying? Might have to do a giveaway next week, because I did not plan on doing one today. So we'll do one on Wednesday. We'll do one on Wednesday. We'll do book of the month for January, and then I'll give away 3 copies of book of the month. And that'll kind of be like our end of the year celebration and book of the month at the same time. You guys good with that? Of course you are. You're like, yeah, John wants more free shit. It's good, Sheriff. Kobe, Sean. Grateful to have made the last session before Christmas. Oh, yeah. I think it's going to be a good session, bro. I think so. You know, we got a few things to update. We got a few things to talk about, bro. You remember was it last Friday or 2 Fridays ago? I told you I gave you the keys. And you've been seeing them pan out. Oh my God. Almost, bro, we don't miss here, dude. We hardly ever miss here. I missed the other day. We ended up leaving triple lows, which hardly happens, but you know, that was on stream. I missed that, but dude, you saw what we did. There's so much shit to go out. I can't even remember half of what the fuck is going on. Remember that sell-off we were looking for on Wednesday? We got more than a sell-off. We got fucking carnage. And everybody on social media was like, what happened? What happened? Not you. You were like, yeah, well, we expected a sell-off. Maybe not as violent, but we were expecting lower pricing and we got it. There is no surprise there. We predicted that. We don't react. We never react. We predict. So all those people who are like, you shouldn't predict, only react. You're a fucking idiot. With all due respect. They don't know what they're talking about. But you do. You know what you're talking. If you know what you're looking for, drop a like on the stream. If you know what you're looking for, drop a like on the stream. What was good? Willow Lucas G 2020. It's good to be back. 50K Zay in the building. What's good, Maximiliano? Nikki Alex. Yeah. No, I appreciate you guys as well. Thank you, Eli. I greatly appreciate that. I personally, I think I cuss a little bit too much, but you know, we're gonna work a little bit on that in January, and that should give you a hint as to what the book of the month is. Okay. I had a lesson plan going into this, and I totally forgot. Okay, so we're gonna skip Wednesday because I went over that in the market review. Oh, I went over Thursday's price section as well. All right, it's fine. It's fine. Today's price action is a little wonky, but I switched over to demo because I do not want to take a loss. Right. Thanks, Cameron. I switched over to demo and then just took a little scalp on Nasdaq because I don't want to take a loss going into the holidays. I don't want to take a loss going into the end of the year. Right now, everything is up. Everything is up. Okay. And I just do not want to like peak right before the end of the year. You know what I mean? So we're just going to leave it alone. We're going to take what we got and leave it at that. Okay. So in the chat, walk me through what we discussed in that keys to the kingdom video. What I keep forgetting the title of it. Something about the keys, right? What are all the components to that idea? I mean, you're looking at it here. You're looking at it here. And we'll use the whole screen. Okay, so what is it? Walk me through it. Discount and premium. So Lucas, what about premium and discount? I was on a stream, another streamer's chat earlier today. I didn't say anything because I don't want to be that guy. But, you know, this person was looking to long in a premium. You know, longing in a premium. It's just not ideal. But I'll never tell another trader what to do. I'll never do it. Not like to that capacity anyway. One-on-one, that's a little bit different. Like if you send me a message or whatever, like, okay, you know, well, John, I want to be long. Okay, well, fucking long then. You know? But I'm going to make fun of you if you get that shit wrong. When I told you ahead of time, like bullish seasonal patterns right now, everyone's trying to short gold. I'm like, you're going to short in the middle of the strongest seasonality there is. You're still going to short. Okay. You see gold flying higher. Well, now I'm going to make fun of you because you didn't want to learn. I get to kiki and haha and shit. You know? I know it's not very stoic like, but you're going to learn. You're going to learn. One way or another. Naruto says, price moving from a premium to a discount, crossing 50% of the... Well, I wouldn't say leg, I would say range, but that's fine. Because the leg is just the one price moving, but it's fine. Back into a premium. Now can anticipate bearish concepts respected can also be fractal. Right. So, and this is kind of what I was saying in the market review, and I'll expand on that a little bit here. Where when I was looking at this, and what I want is something obvious. If it's not obvious, then I might force it. That's not what you want to do. If it's not super clear, then that's when you'll probably take a lot of drawdown as well. So the current, and again, this was yesterday, if you want to look at your chart on the S&P or ES, the range, right? You got to mark out consolidations. Been saying that all year, or at least most of the year. I've been saying, look at consolidations, study them, backtest them, know them. You have that here. We don't get a stop run. That's good. That's a good thing. If they didn't run stops here, they're going to run that shit later. That's what you want. Okay? So you got to know that this is here. Whether it's the lows, that's fine. It's pointing to the same target. But having consolidation is even better because you know, when you refer back to your notes, you know what consolidations do. It's a buildup of orders. Okay? It's a buildup of orders on both sides. Buyers are going to try and long on the way up. You're going to have short sellers below the consolidation. Okay? You need to understand that. That's what's going to give you confidence to hold the trade or confidence to actually place the trade. You want to talk about FOMO, right? Fear of missing out or whatever. You know, a lot of people say psychology is more important. Psychology is not going to do anything for you if you don't know what the market's doing. If you don't know what to expect, you can't psychology your way out of a fucking bad trade, or you can't, you know, psychology your way to trading consistently. It's just, again, these people don't know what they're talking about. So low to high or consolidation low to high, in any, since the lows are so close together, it's still going to give you the 50% still going to be the same, like almost the same. Okay. But the most immediate range on this price swing is this low. Okay. So we do cross 50% at the market open, or like a little bit before the market open, meaning equities open. So then it does rally higher and it clears some stops. It might even trade into this imbalance here, and then, you know, definitely runs lower. Now, the problem with this first leg lower is it leaves behind some highs, which is fine, and it gets close to the lows, but it never gets there. So it ends up coming back, and anyone who trailed their stop, they're going to get stopped out, break even, or even take a loss if it's above this high. Now, the thing is too is, if your stop is at this high, I mean, I guess that's okay, but that's a very wide stop. It's a very wide stop. So, you know, do what you got to do. But when you understand liquidity, okay, and this is why I on my Instagram story I talked about this. You know, how do you know it's manipulation, or when you gather evidence to make your case, how do you, you know, what are you looking for? Well, short-term highs swept. Okay, how do we know that this is a stop run? Look at the way it left. Look at the two. Look at these various price legs. Look at this run here. And then look at that run right there. Do you see a difference between those two? Let me use a box instead. You see a difference between those two price legs here? What's the difference? What's the difference? Who could tell me? And this is the same price action that was in the video, the ES study from yesterday. It's the same move, only over a span of like 2 minutes, because I recorded the entire thing. I tweeted it too, but I just didn't tweet it as obvious as normal. Literally just handing out free money. You know what I'm saying? Not financial advice, though. In the right one, the price action is much faster than the left example. That is a great observation, Lucas. Swiss, I mean, imbalance is fine to me. The whole fair value gap idea is just too many words. I don't like salads. You know what I mean? Salads are kind of like a waste of time. It's 90% water, and to flavor it, you got to use dressing, which is fattening anyway, defeats the purpose. So I don't like salads, and I definitely don't like word salads either. So when you could say imbalance or fair value gap, I'm going with imbalance. Okay, no need to overcomplicate shit. No word salads over here. Okay, but yes, it leaves, like Lucas said, it was much faster, right? Lower, and it ran liquidity. Now this run here to go lower, you could say it ran some liquidity, but it didn't really leave anything on the way lower, whereas this one did, at least on a 1 minute time frame. Now, at the same time, too, I'm not going to show you because you have your own charts. But if you want to look at it, the Dow Jones here is lower. So when one of the indices trades higher and the others are lower, that's how you know this is manipulation. Look at this fast movement, 920. And in just a few minutes, it runs up and then immediately gets slapped, right? It just gets destroyed. And guess what? This movement here is still doing what? It's still crossing the 50%. So it's still doing that again. So it's crossing into a discount post liquidity run. What time was that? 9:27. What time did I tweet? 9:28. I tweeted a minute later because as soon as I saw that run lower, I said what? I don't even remember. It was something about stops ran, then what? I'm telling you, this is a stop run. And what is it going to seek next? What's the market going to do next? If it took liquidity on the upside, what do you think it's going to gun for? Opposing liquidity. The markets move from what to what? Every day we go over this. Every day. The markets move from liquidity to liquidity. You know this already. You know this. Okay? So basically, what am I telling you? I'm basically saying short the market. I'm saying short the S&P. I just said that without saying it. Okay? You know, I'm giving out free signals. I mean, if you can't figure it out, I can't help you. And the 1 to 3 was something like this. Okay? It was very close to that. Okay? I got a question. Why was this the entry? Why was this the stop loss? And why was this the TP? No, they didn't ask about the TP. But you guys already know why I was looking for lower pricing. Consolidation, equal lows, low resistant lows, however you want to look at it or call it, go for it. That's where the market's going, period. But we need to know, if we know where the market's going, a stop loss needs to be based on where it's not going. You understand? So the market, to me, is going to go lower. Probabilities say that it's likely to go lower. So this imbalance is a short. That's my opinion. Why is it a short? At 47.85. Because, my friends, just like in my book, just like on this YouTube channel, just like some of my posts in the past, zeros, 20s, 50s, and 80s. Quarters theory, other educators, others, YouTube streamers, whatever, Twitter gurus, teenagers, okay? Everybody talks about like zeros or 20s or 50s or 80s, but what they don't do is what I did years ago, and I started telling you guys to go into the smaller numbers. Zeros, 2, 5s, and 8s. So you have zeros, 20s, 50s, and 80s, but you also have 0, 2, 5, and 8. It's no difference. It's just smaller. It's a smaller increment of price. Because that's where orders gravitate towards. You have right here again. That looks fucking weird. Okay. 47.85. That's right there. Okay. Look what price did there. It doesn't get very far past that. There's orders here at that 5 level. Okay. Drops down, rallies one more time for a short-term high. Doesn't run these equal highs. Doesn't need to. Dumps. You saw that in the video, in the recording. All right. But that's the reasoning for that. That's the justification. So you guys know when the market trades into a discount, we don't want to short in a discount. Ideally, you can. Ideally, you don't want to. Like earlier today when I was watching another streamer, they had taken along when there was trailing stops. I mean, the market had already rallied. We're in a heavy premium and they still wanted to long. And so, yeah, they ended up taking a loss. And it's just like, to me, I don't want to take unnecessary losses. And I'm not trying to say anything about other streamers. I mean, you know, it's whatever. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but it's just like, why would you do that, you know? So today, this is what I mean. It was on Nasdaq. They were longing up in here. I don't know what the exact entry was. I stepped in a little bit late, but they were longing something like this with a stop right here. They had a stop loss right there. I'm like, that's trailing stops. Hits the stop loss and then runs up, and I think their first TP was right there. That's what the market does, fam. It trades from liquidity to liquidity. And so to me, when I look at this range, I'm like, fuck, look at the pre-market. Like, look at London rallies, look at pre-market, stop, run, and trade higher. And then look at equities open. It rallies higher again. Dude, this is like a premium of a premium of a premium. Why would you long that? But again, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to, you know, do this and do that. At least, I mean, I did earlier in the week, called, you know, bigger moves than anyone else. But, you know, who really cares about that? You know, nobody cares. So the whole point is, why? Like, what is this? To me is shit. Like, what is it trading for? There's no equal highs. There's no anything. Except maybe a bull flag. And bull flags in a market that's been rallying higher is garbage. So what's it do? Trade lower. Now the trade that I took earlier today, again, that was the one on demo, and it was a 1 minute and actually a 15-second time frame. But that was here. That was right in, and this may not look like much, but I taught you this already, and you know I'm going to follow up with it. Ranges can be small. You can have small ranges. There's an imbalance up here, trades into guns lower. What is it running for? What did it cross? There's your 50% level right here. Okay. Short-term high, swept. Trades lower, running for what? These lows. Am I gonna short in a discount? Ideally, you don't want to. Ideally, no. But then what happens here? It trades up. So now it's in a premium. And I want to say it actually revisits that gap, but I didn't even notice that, to be honest with you, until just now. But at the time, all I was looking at was this imbalance. Respects that, trades lower. What's happening here? This up candle gets traded through 1038. What does that mean? What does that mean? Delivery is now what? In bearish markets, up candles should be respected, right? So what's that right there? Up candle gets traded through here. 1039 trades up and into what? This up candle. Bam, that's a short. What's it running for? The lows. Not even a minute later, runs right to it. Sprints right to it. It's no different. The only difference is the time frame. Okay, you look at a 15-second chart. It's no different. Whether this was a 1 minute or a 5 minute or a 1 hour, look at it. Lows, liquidity swept, immediately lower. Trades up, small gap right there. There's a gap over here, and there's a There's a plethora of gaps here. Okay. So look at that. Hits that, trades lower, rallies one more time. Again, these few candles in here make up that 1 minute up candle. Trades right into that and dumps for the lows. It's no different. It's no different. You want to be a scalper, scalp. You want to be a position trader, position trade. Price is fractal, my friends. It's fractal. Doesn't matter. People, I haven't been asked this question a lot this year, but over the years, people keep asking me, can I trade with a full-time job? I'm at work. I don't have time for charts, whatever. Bro, it does the same thing on a 15-minute or a 1 hour time frame. Now, I would never suggest to take a bunch of bathroom breaks during your work day at certain times, but did I do it a long time ago? That's a story for another day. But 1 hour time frame, 15-minute time frame, even the daily time frame, it's fine. We're still holding JP Morgan, we're still holding Tesla. That was one trade we took months ago, and we're still making gains from it. You don't need a day trade like me. And I don't know about the inverted imbalance. I mean, we can always go to the left side and find imbalances, but I like the inverted imbalance that actually shows an initial respect before the disrespect. So, to me, I don't really see one that I would use here. We could always come in here, and this is 15-second time frame. We could always come in here and look at it like that. Yeah, there was a imbalance here that was, traded through. But again, I like it when it's respected a little bit and then disrespected, because then to me, that it was bullish, then it got traded through. So price has shifted, price delivery has shifted. And we just don't see that here. And I'm good enough with this. And that's why you see that. And I fucking posted that on my YouTube story. YouTube story. Look at me. My Instagram story. Right? Because this looks late into the move. And it is. But dude, there was almost no drawdown on that. And it ran straight to profit. Ran straight to the target. It's still practice, bro. It's still good practice. Anyway, for the rest of this afternoon, on a Friday right before Christmas, I have zero clue what is going to happen, what is going to take place today. I think the rest of this looks not good. It looks not good. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the dollar for a minute. And then that'll probably be it. Because I think it was, Cameron and I the other day. Oh, no, it was Euro. I'm sorry. It was Euro. And now I can't remember. It was something for... Was it Euro or was it something else? Or British pound? Fuck, I can't remember. I really need to write shit down. It was in here, wasn't it? It was a run on this low and the 955. Right? And I was saying, I'm like, bro, currencies look like doo-doo. And I had no idea what they were going to do. And then, you know, we looked at that. It's like, yeah, well, looks like a stop run and it's trading higher. And then I looked in the afternoon. I was giggling. I was like, oh my God, that shit got wrecked. And it's like, it's laughable to me because I was right about it being sloppy. I'm like, I don't know what it's going to do. You know, and it's like, yeah, it could be a stop run. And it's like, nah, lower pricing. You know what I mean? And because I think the euro was higher here and the dollar, I think, was higher at the same time. I'm pretty sure I snuck that in there. That was here. So I was like, why are they both higher? Yeah. And so anyway, that ends up getting dominated, and then it eventually ran for those lows, which, in short, I'm glad I didn't trade currencies at all. The most recent trade was Australian dollar. Outside of that, no. I would have definitely got my face ripped off this week if I traded any more currencies other than that. Oh, 2020, that's what I forgot to go over. My bad, brother, my bad. I was in my head I went over it, but verbally I did it. So if you ever been stoned before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Moving on. The stop loss. I'm not stoned right now. I just slept in. I'm tired. The stop loss went up here because there's two imbalances, and you guys, Willow knows what I'm talking about. My stop went based on the higher imbalance. So I expected the first one to hold. I mean, excuse me. The first one, I'm saying it's going to be left open. And the second one is the one that I'm shorting, if that makes sense. Yeah, bro, like, nah, you ever pulled up to the drive-through and in your head, you're like, I want the number one large with a Coke and an extra apple pie. And then you're like, that'll be it. She's like, what do you mean that'll be it? You haven't ordered anything. It's like, oh shit, sorry. Number one, right? Because like in your head, you're ordering, but you didn't say anything. Oh yeah, it's just scary as fuck. It's just hilarious though. That's why the stop was up here, my friend, because it's not going to trade to the higher end of the higher imbalance. It's too deep of a retracement. It's already ran stops. It doesn't need to do it again. And this imbalance is still in a premium. So look, man, I'm telling you these things in very, very, it's detailed. It is complicated sometimes, but you have to know. How do I know if an imbalance is going to be left open or, traded into? How do I know if these equal lows are going to be left open or equal highs are going to be left open? Those are a little bit harder to me, for me specifically, but when it comes to imbalances, the ones that are at the highest end or the lowest end of the move almost never get traded into. And you'll know that enough times when you miss. You're trying to get that deep retracement and you have an order and then you never get filled. Like say here, for example, like, oh, here's a low, here's a high, and this is a discount imbalance. I'm gonna long that. So I'm gonna have an order right here. And then it pauses just before it gets to your order and then trades higher. And you're like, oh, well, what the fuck? Why didn't I get filled? Because you asked for too much. That's why. You can have these imbalances that don't get traded into. It's kind of like a gap almost. Remember the other day someone asked about stocks? We were looking at like Coinbase or some shit like that. which I missed out on this whole year. I think Jordan caught it. Jordan Morgan, he caught it, and you know, I just have to cry myself to sleep for missing out. But it's like these gaps down here. Look where it's at from this low up to this high. It's like the lower end of the range. Price never comes back down into it. It breaks away. You can have the same thing occur in imbalances. Okay? Look at McDonald's. Same shit. Even though it gaps a lot. There's a gap right here. Never trades into it. It just runs away. Yeah, and Carvana. Don't remind me, Cameron. Don't remind me who calls bigger trades than me, okay? Fuck. I'm trying to do my best. All right? Sometimes I come in second or third place. It's okay. But no, I avoided those stocks like the plague. I did. It's just me. I'm like, Carvana, bankruptcy, I don't know. I'm like, who buys cars out of a fucking vending machine? Like, who does that? You know? That's what it looks like to me. And then this year it went from like 5 or 7 to like 50, 60. That's ridiculous. You know what I mean? So there's that. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't justify buying it. I just couldn't justify it. I mean, a stock that goes from what it did to what it did, 360 to like $5. I'm like, bro, I'm not touching that. And then it does this shit. You know? You guys ball out and I ain't cry myself to sleep. It's fine. It's fine. So anyway, how do you celebrate Christmas? Celebrate Christmas by being generous, my friend. That's what I try to do. I try to be generous. But the biggest thing, bro, about the holiday season, meaning just like November, December, right? Because you have Thanksgiving. I don't celebrate Hanukkah, but you have like November, December is that Thanksgiving, family gets together. My birthday's December 10th, and then you have Christmas, you know, right after that. End of the year right after that. So it's like in the span of 5, maybe 6 weeks, you have all kind of shit going on. So that's like seasonality, right? So to me, there was somebody that came out with an idea a long time ago, and I don't know who it was, but they were just like, people become so generous around Christmas time. But why not just stay generous all year? You know? And I'm just like, oh, that's an interesting thought. So, you know, one thing I can tell you, in all seriousness, one thing I can tell you is that being generous will fucking take you places. I'm telling you. It will take you places. And you're not going to understand what being generous will do until you do it. I know we've talked about this before. Actually, you know what? I think Nasdaq may trade higher, but I don't know if it's going to go to 410. We have a gap, traded into. Order flow looks bullish. We'll see if we get 410, but I'm not going to trade it. You're not going to know until you do it. There is I don't want to say paradox, but it's almost like the stingier you try to be because you want more, you're going to get less. And the more generous you are to give more to others, the more you're going to get. It's weird. It's Doesn't make sense because the math ain't mathin', but that's how it is. Okay? That's just how it is. God's math is not your math. It's not my math. Okay? 1 + 1 to me is 2. But 1 + 1 to God is like 25. Because that's just how it is. I mean, it's somewhere in the Bible, it says like tenfold return. You know what I'm saying? And that's honestly, it's even more than that. It's abundant and it's ridiculous in a good way. I mean, like, look, I could give you guys so many scenarios, but I don't, because I don't want to ruin what I do behind the scenes that you guys will never know about. You don't know about it for a reason. When I do certain things for people, it's hidden. I don't want you to know, and I'm never going to tell you everything about that side. The trading side, you're going to know everything. I mean, you damn near know everything now, but like the good deeds and all that shit, you're never going to know about it. And if I were to tell you, it would basically be, look, I wanted to, let's just say, for example, let's say I want to donate like $50, and or I go spend $50 worth of whatever and I try to donate it, but something happens where I get it back and I just get my $50 back. I'll come in and I'll take a trade and make a ridiculous amount of money. You know what I mean? Compared to that $50. Or just something happens where I'll get a much bigger return from something else. And it's laughable. It's laughable because it's like, why haven't I done this more? Why haven't I given away more books? Why haven't I, you know what I'm saying? Done other things. That's what I'm saying. It's just like trading. When you start taking good trades, you start buying in discount, shorting in premium, and you're actually taking good trades, it's laughable because you're like, wow, this was here the whole time. I could have been trading like this the whole time. I was taking goober ass trades. Now I'm taking good trades, and it's laughable. Imbalances have been there the whole time. Equal lows and equal highs have been there the whole time. And when you start to see it, you laugh. Because you're like, dude, these charts and candlesticks and whatever, like price action, has been staring at me in the face for years, but I never knew this was possible until you came across the right information. It's the same thing when you're generous. But the challenge is, I have a challenge for you, and it's hard as shit. That's why it's called a challenge. My challenge for you is to be generous, obviously around the time of this year, but stay generous and don't ever give that up. It's like January comes around and then we're like, all right, fuck everybody else. What? That doesn't make sense to me. If you want to be nice to somebody, be nice to them, but then just don't be an asshole a few days later. It's like, why change up? Just stay that way. You saw what we did this year, right? I don't think I missed one stream this whole year. I don't think so. Or if I did, I might have made it up. I might have missed like 1 or 2 streams. Maybe with the dentist. Because I know I had to push that. I don't remember. But anyway, you guys know I've been here for every stream, and if not, I probably made it up or did like an extra stream later on or something of that nature. Or if I did a really, really short review, I made up a longer review later on to make up for it, right? And it's like, I give you guys the education. I give you guys bias sometimes. I give you guys these things, right? And you saw what happened. What's up, Roy? We got 150,000 views this year. We got, right now, it's 126 members. We topped out at like 131, right? We started off with under 4,000 subscribers. We're almost at 7,000 this year. I mean, the Forex account is up. Everything is up. You know what I mean? Stocks account was balling the last 2 months. Everything is up, dude. Be generous. I don't know what else to tell you. It's literally as simple as that. Be generous. It's not complicated. It's not ambiguous. You know exactly what to do. But anyway, Willow, let me get to your comment. The Bible specifically says to keep your giving a secret and do not talk or boast about it. It's supposed to be between you and God. I agree with you. Not only talk. Well, so here's the thing, Willow. I'm not disagreeing with it. But at the same time, if you're generous to a lot of people, it is going to get out there. So I think, like, let me, Willow, for just a second, let me say this. Let's say, imagine you did 10 things, but you used one of them as an example, right? That's for example's sake, and you're not looking for clout. You're saying, look, if you need an example, here's exactly what I did, X, Y, Z. I think that's okay. Because the other 9, you're not going to know. But this one, you're using as an example to set the example for other people, and you're not looking for clout. That, I think, is okay, because the context is not the same. Would you agree with that? Because being an educator is different. You have to set the example. And that has to be public. Yeah, you see, you guys are saying that you don't think I've missed one. I don't think I have either. So, consistency, generosity, the shit works. I've proved it, and I continue to prove it. So if you're thinking like, no, John, I don't have the money, I don't have the time. Yeah, you do. You do. You do. You don't have to be generous with something that you don't have. Like, if you only have $50 left to your name, I'm not saying go donate the last $50 that you got. I'm not saying that. But you could donate your time. You could give somebody advice or, wisdom of some sort. Being generous is not just time and money, my friends. Are we officially in a bull market? In what? The SMS community is bullish. I know that. Long SMS USD, baby. How about that? That if you do something kind for someone, you don't need to run and tell the world. God loves when you do things. Well, yeah, Willow. And you know what's interesting? Is you'll see a lot of that in the comments on the videos of people doing that. Like, they'll take their phone. Oh, hey, look at me. I'm feeding the homeless. Huh? And then half the comments are, don't do it, in front of people. Do it without a camera, blah, blah, blah. Because that's true. I mean, imagine if you were homeless and some bozo ran up to you with a pizza and a fucking cell phone. And now you're being blasted all over the internet. Like, how would you feel? You wouldn't feel very good about that. So, empathy. Some people don't got it. Some people just don't got it. How did it come about that you became an educator? That is a great story, Lucas. That is a great question. And I think I have one of the greatest stories about that. And I'm probably one of one. And I'm not saying that to brag. I just don't know anymore. I don't know anybody else that this has happened to. Okay. You see all these kids on Twitter, 18, 21, 22, 23, bozos. Okay. Not all of them, but a good amount of them. you know, and they haven't been trading all that long. They hardly have any experience, but they want to educate, sell courses, be a digital entrepreneur, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, that by itself is not bad entirely, but I think it is damaging to the community. But because everybody wants the clout, everybody wants the spotlight, and obviously everybody wants to make a shit ton of money from selling courses. My story is the opposite. I started talking about stocks and Forex while I was still in the Navy. And that's all I would talk about after a while. You know, I stopped posting political memes. I stopped making fun of people. Well, I didn't stop doing that. I used to have a retard of the day. I stopped doing that. You know, I just used to be ignorant and young and retarded. So I stopped doing that. I stopped talking politics. I stopped, you know, just being dumb. And what I did is I started talking about making money. You know, I started talking about stocks, and I wasn't very good at the time, but I was just like, oh, I think, you know, Google under 1,000, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, of course, people start noticing and they start asking because they don't know. Oh, how'd you get into the stock market? Can you tell me about it? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, I'm not telling you shit. I got to spend my time and energy and all this, like teaching you. Like, I'm not doing that. And I did that for like a year, maybe 2 years. I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You think that's funny, Cameron? I'm glad my life is hilarious to you. And so I rejected being an educator for a long time. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And then finally one day I just caved in. I'm like, you know what? Fine, I'll teach you, but I'm going to charge. And that's when I started teaching. That was before I was in the IM Academy. That was prior to that. I was teaching. Probably wasn't a very good teacher, but people begged me for it. So I finally caved in and said, fine, I'll do it. And then it was cool. And I enjoyed it. And then I guess once I was invited to Trade House and became an educator. Well, I became a guest. I was a guest educator for a long ass time. I eventually got a channel though. But it was, I learned to love it. Like I learned to have a passion for it. I didn't get into this for the money, okay? Because I'll be honest, the IM Academy did not pay me a lot of money. But, you know, you guys are all over the world. Seeing you guys get funded. Seeing you guys just taking good trades and even the success stories from you guys. Like, oh, I used to take losses and now I'm more of a break even. And break even is not the greatest, but that's way better than losing. That means you're stepping into the right direction. And I love that. You know what I mean? I love that. And that was so weird to me the first time I went to Dallas. Met a lot of people in person for the first time, and it was weird. It was so weird because everybody treated me like a celebrity. And I didn't want that. I didn't ask for that at all. If anything, I was actually weirded out. I actually didn't like it at first. I didn't. Because when I was in high school and when I was in the Navy, I was treated like a fucking nobody. They're like, oh, you're not going to make it. You're a piece of shit. You're a da-da-da-da-da-da, right? And people just hated the younger version of me. Most people, not everybody, but you know, and it's like, so you go from being treated like shit all through high school, you know, being cheated on and shit, like, you know, just disrespected. Nobody respects you, right? Or me, rather. And then in the Navy, similar story. You're really low rank. Nobody cares about you. You know, you make money, you become wealthy. People still don't like you. So it's just like, all right, you know, humans are assholes. And then I show up to Dallas. Girls running up to me, wanting hugs, wanting selfies. guys, hey, can you sign my book? Can you, take a selfie, whatever. I was like, oh my God, this is all brand new to me. It was so weird. But then, after a while, I got used to it. I was like, this is kind of cool. So that's the short and sweet version of the last like 6 years. But yeah. But you get noticed by doing what I do. You see the trades that I call. They're bigger than damn near everybody else. And when you do that all the time, people are going to notice you. I don't get the most attention. I only have 26 people on here. I don't get the most attention. There are other people that get a lot of attention, but they're not nearly as good as I am. And I'm not saying, that I'm the greatest. I'm not, but growing a community is not always about value. A lot of it is based on marketing and the age group too. That, and I'm a guy in a predominant male industry, so it's hard. It's hard. Roy wants me to bring back retard of the day. I'm probably not gonna do that. Ooh, we're getting a sell-off at the end of the day. Everyone's trying to take their profits before Christmas, huh? That's what it's looking like. Sell. Get out while you can. You know what? I would have looked for shorts if these were equal. Because the problem is they aren't. This one was slightly lower. And they all made higher highs there anyway. Okay, well. Oh, there's that imbalance we marked up earlier. That's an imbalance below lows. But I'm not longing that. But yeah, that's the story. The short one. That is the short one. What was your community based pre-IM Telegram? No, it wasn't on Telegram. We had, this was before anybody probably remembers. There was Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts. All right. That was before Zoom. That was before Zoom's time. Look at that whipsaw. Look at that whipsaw. That is a discount imbalance, by the way, below lows. That would be a Y slime model. But again, 2 hours left before Christmas. I'm not touching this at all. I'm just giving you what I think, but I'm not going to trade this. We didn't even have a community, though. It was just me. I might not even have been Jon Fib at that time. Or maybe I was. I don't know. You always resonated with me when you would come in on Bounce Back in the morning. What do you mean? What did I say on Bounce Back? I would literally wake up and hop on the charts within 5 minutes. I probably always sounded dead. Roy, what a question. But no, I did not, bro. No, I did not. You never dip your pen in company ink, Roy. Write that down, everybody. Now be Santa and tell us the future for the SMS in 2024. Sean, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. There's a lot of things I don't control. Like, I don't control if people sign up. I don't control if they leave or, cancel their subscription or whatever. I don't control any of that. But what I do control is the effort that I put in. the education that I give you guys. I control all that. And that's what I focus on. I focus on giving you guys quality setups, quality directional bias. There's just going to be a continuation of market reviews. I think we are going to grow more. And I'm curious as to, I've never grown a community before. Okay. This is literally, I've never done it. I've always done it with a team, right? Like with Trade House. Collectively, Trade House grows exponentially, but as a solo educator, I've never done this before. So it's hard because I don't know what I'm doing. That's why I lead with value. You want to learn how to trade? I'll teach you how to trade. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's in the future for 2024. I know there's going to be more giveaways. And guess what? The more members that we have, the more, well, money that's coming in essentially is more money for giveaways too. So instead of giving away 2 or 3 books, I could give away 5 or 6 or 10, however many, you know what I mean? It just depends on, you know, what we're getting. But I think the community's going to grow exponentially if you guys are sharing what it is that you're doing. If you want to screenshot or you know, have an Instagram story or whatever, and you want to tag me and say, hey, you know, join the SMS community, whatever, like y'all want to promote the community, you can do that. I'm not going to ask you to do that, but we would grow exponentially if 126 of you were to do that. But yeah, honestly, I don't know what's in store for next year. I'm just going to continue doing my best and we'll see what happens. Selling Aussie right now? My friend. Well, I don't know what time you said that. I don't know what time. Ooh. We'll have fun with this. I would not touch. I'm done. I don't know if I'm done for the year, but I'm definitely done before Christmas. I could tell you that. That is what I can tell you. I'm wondering, I guess if we'll get below that low. I don't know. There's some highs here though. Just tread lightly. Tread lightly. Pretty sure everyone wants a retard of the day channel on the Discord. I got rid of retard of the day because it's not professional. Okay. As someone who is supposed to be teaching you Stoic philosophy, it's not very Stoic to do that. So I know you guys want to be entertained, but I don't see it happening. Sorry to disappoint. It's really nice to hear that there are still people like you from whom values and morals are the most important thing in life. Yeah, Lucas. That's why I left. That's why I'm running my own community. Even though it's our community, but I'm saying, like, with the last company I was with, there was none of that. Which is ironic because I have nothing against some of my students are still part of the academy, and that's fine. I don't care. I don't care where you're from, who you are, what company you're with. I don't care about none of that shit. I don't. Okay? Our community is for everyone. But there was a post the other day, and it was them saying how to grow a business. And it's like, that's hilarious and ironic coming from that company. How to grow a community. You don't know shit about growing a community. You don't know. You know what I mean? So I found that to be hilarious. Just like that dude the other day who called me a coward. I'm like, that's hilarious coming from you hiding behind a profile picture. And I haven't seen you tweet any trades. I tweet in advance. You don't. You hide behind a profile picture. I don't. I show my face on my live streams. You don't. But I'm the coward. Pfft, kill yourself. You know what I mean? Like, it's just funny. I hope I don't get banned for saying that. But anyway, Lucas, those people, they didn't align with what I thought, is to be the best way to do business, the best way to just be a moral person, have values. You guys have no idea how many bullshit under the table deals and shit that we got, bro. If I showed you some of the paychecks I got for bounce back, you wouldn't even believe it. You would not even believe it. You'd be like, they paid you that much? They paid you that much, dude? I mean, we're talking like pennies on the dollar, bro. Pennies on the dollar. So you don't value educators. You don't value the trade house. You don't value people that, you know what I mean? Bro, I'm a fucking best-selling author, dude. I'm a best-selling author. But yeah, I got no invite to do any calls, no invite to speak. Really? That's crazy to me. That's fucking crazy to me. But yet, here's your social media educators. What? Beyond my control, my friends. Beyond my control. So, when you start seeing that, bro, you do your best, but eventually you got to be like, man, I'm out of here, dude. I'm out of here. Lee Bright, you gotta send me a message on Instagram, please. I need to talk to you after this stream is over. No, it's not anything bad. I just got a couple ideas to run by you. It's really nice to see. Oh, I read that already. Knew what you were talking about. Had this no bullshit. And even when you were making fun of people, it was like straight up. Yeah, that's one thing, Infinity, I try to do. It's just hiding in plain sight. I mean, it's just like comedians, bro. Comedians are some of the most funniest people on earth, but they're also some of the most depressed people on earth too. And the jokes that they talk about, even though they're jokes, they're true. That's what makes it funny. And thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. Even promote all you want. Louine, if that's your name, Merry Christmas to you as well. Any goals or resolutions for 2024? My goal is to do my best. My goal is not to hit. I mean, obviously 1,000 members is the goal, right? But I mean, shit, we're only like 12% of the way there, so that's not really a goal yet. But just like I said the other day, William B. Irvine, a guide to the good life. And your goal is not to win games. Your goal is to follow your system. Your goal is to do your best and not care about the outcome. So specifically, I don't have anything other than just doing my best. And yeah, Willow, I'm not trying to shit on that company over and over again like I've been doing. But, because obviously it was a stepping stone to what we're doing now. And yeah, I met a lot of fantastic people. Things just would have turned out a lot better if they didn't go the way they went. Dollar rallying. So that might be launching Australian dollar lower. And yeah, so it took that low. Nice couple pips in that, I guess. Yeah, British pound lower as well. British pound looks weaker than euro to some degree. It is interesting. Were you only an educator or a teacher rather? I mean, I was an IBO as well, but I was only, I only had a few people. I mean, it wasn't nothing crazy, but it wasn't a lot, you know? What did they used to talk about? Oh, educators do not have freedom. They banned one educator for saying HFX is bullshit live. Bro, I told everybody from the jump, don't trade binary. I never said it publicly, but I said it in person. I was like, stay away from binary. Don't trade it. Stay away from it. Don't do it. Nobody listened to me. And then everybody got their ass handed to them and got mad. Oh, these brokers are not giving me my money. Well, I fucking told you, bro. But yet, you don't want to listen to me. Don't. Now your money's gone. It's also why people get offended by comedians, because they can't handle the truth. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Oh, did you send me a message, Libra? My phone's charging, so I'll look at it in a minute. Lows on British pound. Yeah, Edgar, we're pretty much done. I'm about to hop off here. And yeah, we got 150,000 views for the year, which is cool. Sliding in about a week before, maybe about like a week and a half before the new year starts. So 150K our first year together. So I'm wondering what next year would be. I don't know. It's hard to say because it depends on the viewership and it depends on YouTube Shorts as well. Plays a big role in that. And then running ads plays a really big role in that too. So I don't know what it's going to be. Hopefully more than what we did this year. So we shall see. Binary is crackhead trading. Well, binary is just manipulated. It's not real price. You're trading a fucking video game. That's why you don't trade on TradingView. You don't trade on anything except their own website. You don't think they could just press a button and move your little dot below your entry right before your contract expires? Fuck out of here, bro. All those bozos ran up demo accounts. They can easily just get with a broker and make it look like it's live and finesse all of you. But again, nobody wants to listen to me. And they got their ass handed to them. Now everybody thinks it's a scam. Then the company lost 90% of their fucking customers. You think price is the only thing I can predict? Stay here long enough and you're going to find out. Netflix down 1%, Tesla down 0.6%, JP Morgan flat. That's all right. That's all right. What are the metals doing? What is gold doing? Just kind of pulling back a little bit. Pulling back a little bit. I was I was making fun of people who were trying to short gold last week. We're higher. Coming off of like, why would you short coming off of a weekly down candle in the middle of a bullish seasonal pattern? Shame, 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 shame. And then gold is up and then silver's down. So what is that? What is that? Yeah, Edgar, we'll see if we get 500,000. If I do, it's going to be because of shorts, probably. Good question, Roy. That is a great question. I don't know. I do not know. And that's not even counting all the educators who took my education and ran with it. You know? A lot of that bullshit too. So you like my education, but you don't like me. Bitch assery. Nothing but bitch assery. But anyway, that's going to be it. Oh, we've been here an hour and 20 minutes. I haven't eaten today, so I'm definitely going to go have lunch, probably read for a bit, and probably wait for Amazon. I was supposed to have a package delivery yesterday. Never got it. So it's supposed to be today, I guess. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it, man. Real quick reminder, no stream on Monday, no stream on Tuesday. We'll do a giveaway on Wednesday. Okay? If I can do it, I'll put out a video on Monday at our regular scheduled stream time so you get some content. But that means I got to put it together now. You know? Roy, it's not important anymore. It used to be important to me, but it's not important anymore. Oh. That makes a lot of sense. It's not important. I'm over it. I'm not really over it, but I need to be over it. So, but yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, whatever it is for you. I'll see you guys on Wednesday, the 27th, for Book of the Month and a giveaway. I'll give away 3 copies of Book of the Month. All right.